Okay, in English football news, and this is not good news, the PFA are currently advising Premier League players against taking voluntary pay cuts at this time. I can't believe the position the PFA have taken. The Premier League, again, wants to get restarted and make money. And it's leading to people losing their jobs, their livelihoods. This is the non-playing staff we're talking about, the people who keep clubs running day to day, who are on, a lot of them, very low wages. Obviously, the backlash against clubs are taking up that government scheme of the 80% retention of salary. They were forced to do it because the players won't take a pay cut, and people are kicking off saying, "Oh, so they're all they're greedy," and it is a PR disaster and a PR nightmare, and an image problem that football has is that they're out of touch, and the governing bodies across the board are showing a lack of leadership and a lack of care of the non-playing staff at clubs across Europe. Is down to certain individual clubs that may have enough money and their players deciding to take pay cuts ad hoc, like Juventus, Barcelona, and the German Bundesliga clubs. The only club in England to agree to this is Birmingham City, and the players all agreed to it with no regard for the PFA's instructions to players not to take pay cuts at this time. Birmingham City, the players seem to care more about the non-playing staff than at other clubs, it seems. All players signed up to a voluntary pay cut in order that no staff were furloughed or laid off. And that is telling. A club that has had some money issues in the past has led the way in looking after the non-playing staff. Other clubs, not so much. Bournemouth is the only club with the coaching staff, including Eddie Howe, taking a pay cut voluntarily. Again, they've also been advised against this. I cannot understand the moral vacuum that football lives in, but the PR disaster this has become, and the image problem that football's going to have coming out of this. The longer this goes on, more lower league and non-league clubs will go bust, and more staff will lose their jobs. But the FA and the EFL showed complete lack of care when it came to Bury. They allowed them to go to the wall, and all the non-playing staff at Bury have lost their jobs, but all the playing staff at Bury have lost their jobs, because the FA, the Premier League and the EFL, all they care about is making money. And the players have to start looking at the reaction from fans, and they have to start taking a lead, and they're not, because they're being advised by the PFA not to do it. So I can't see how football can come out of this unscathed on an image point of view. Online fans are getting very visceral against the players. I can't see fans tolerating players' salaries in the level that they are going forward. Football needs to have a wake-up call, and this virus could be where the money bubble bursts. I cannot see how we can continue along this path and have a sport with any positive outcome. But I seriously cannot believe that the PFA are not taking more leadership on this. They're having a laissez-faire, as they say, the old let the market sort itself out solution. And UEFA are more interested in getting the league seasons restarted than looking after the non-playing staff across Europe, who are the bread and butter of the sport, because they keep it running behind the scenes, unseen, and they're not being put first, they're being put last. But that's football for you. But there we go. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. That's my take on it. I think it's an absolute disgrace that we've got to this point, and the so-called idols, so many young kids, the so-called moral superiority they have a lack of morals, it seems. They're just greedy. And whether players want to take pay cuts or not, if their union are telling them not to do it, the PFA needs to have more leadership. And I think Gordon Taylor is the wrong man to lead the players and the players' union through this crisis as well. There's been a lot of criticism of his running of the PFA for a long time. This should be the nail in his coffin as PFA chairman. But I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos, hopefully of a more positive note, for you very, very soon.